17th of June 2026. Thank you to the amazing Steph for allowing me to house sit her house for a month before I leave to go to Jordan. Hi and welcome. I'm Julie, Jules Cruise Companion, exploring Jordan with Jules, or Retire at 60, depending on which YouTube channel you found me on. Hello and welcome. So I sit here on the final day of my payment from my previous employer, and I have had all of my leave paid out. So I will now transition that money over to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, where I have purchased my little house about 3 years ago, and I will live there. I will give myself 5 years of living in Jordan. I will have got a little group of friends. I will extend that group of friends. I will do some charity work. I will volunteer. I will try and find a archaeological dig coming into the summer that I can volunteer for. And I am just waiting now for my superannuation pension to kick in. I am absolutely blessed that at least 8, 9, 12 of my friends are coming on a cruise on the 19th of June 2026 to celebrate my retirement. So I started work on Anzac Day, 1983, in some form of care, and that is it was related to Queensland Health. It was maternal and child welfare. For maternal and child welfare, I did private nannying. From private nannying, I did my enroll nurse course at Princess Alexandra. From Princess Alexandra, I went to Canberra and I got a job at a nursing home. And then from nursing home, I went to Woden Valley Hospital. And then from there, 88, I went overseas. I went to England for the first time, just really holidaying. So I did a year, and then I did a work visa, working in pubs. Came back to Australia, got a job at the Children's Hospital in Brisbane. And then from there, I met my then ex-husband, I met my husband, now ex-husband, and went and married him. And then he went back to England. I followed him. And then I did 6 to 7 years in England. Did my registered nurse training in England. I did a lot of stuff in relation to Harrogate, York, Whitby, and then I came back to Australia after having a child, because it's always a better country to raise a child here in Australia. I got a job at Mater Private Hospital. From Mater Private, my relationship was disastrous, so I separated from my husband. Must have been on New Year's Day of 99, something like that, because then I ended up working at Nambour Hospital, both then casual and then got a permanent job. And from there, 28 years later, I've now resigned from working with that employer. But I worked with Queensland Health under several different roles. Rhonda Gillies and I were the first people to ever be employed at Nambour Hospital just for post-anaesthetic care. Every other person before that had been employed to work for the health service district. So that means that it could be moved from any department depending on what they wanted. And we were the first. So every time it got, you have to go work in anaesthetics, we don't have enough staff. Well, I'll invoke my employment letter to say, no, I'm just employed for this department. So that was really cute. Rhonda Gillies came from Toowoomba Hospital. Gorgeous. So through my 28 years of working for Queensland Health in the Sunshine Coast Health Services District, I worked at Nambour, Maleny, Caloundra, and Sunshine Coast University Hospital. I worked as an associate clinical lecturer, undergraduate facilitator, an acting data manager, an educator. I've did a few jobs other than just post-anaesthetic care, and I am blessed to have had those experiences. But what I've continued to say is that why, after 42 years of any form of nursing employment or healthcare employment, I was having those same arguments with everybody. I want access to reasonable resources. I want access to enough staff that could facilitate the care that was actually required. And I wanted access for everybody to have their award entitlements. So it didn't matter after 42 years who was on the other side of the table, whether it was Renata Hassett or Matron O'Connell, 1983, God, I'm traumatised, to 2026, Jill King or the acting nurse manager, Brendan Cook. It is the same arguments, so it isn't actually the people, it is the system that is absolutely fucked. Let's not get stuck on where I am today. The key is the future. I've owned my little house in Smithsonian for 3 years. I've been going to Jordan 3 years. I've been going to Jordan for 8 years now. This is the start of my bookend, I'm calling it. So 17 to 18 years, I was schooling a child, an adolescent, whatever. And then I had 42 years of some form of gainful employment. And so the next 17 plus years is going to be my bookend years of living wherever the fuck I want, doing what the fuck I want, not being micromanaged by some motherfucker who cannot see past their own instant gratification. Yes, I'm talking to one of the Emmas who does rosters, who has been the longest serving CN in the workplace that I've just left. You weren't qualified when you got the job, and 10 years later, you're still not fucking qualified. So my challenge is going to be, I'm going to try and have a circadian kind of lifestyle. Sleep, listening to the hormones, going to Whole Foods, that type of thing. When I equalize, giving myself 3 to 5 months or 3 to 6 months in Jordan, I will then start volunteering my time. If I can find an NGO, a non-government organization that I can do that, I will up my YouTube channels and see if I can get any more traction with those. I am blessed with watching a lot of the stuff coming out of Asia, people living in Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Philippines, Bali, etc. And I am blessed to have had an experience and exposure of living in Bali there for a while, a couple of weeks, with an absolutely amazing girlfriend who showed me the foundations for that. So my future, even though I don't have anything to wake up to today, I wake up, I went for a massage, I dropped off some more stuff for people to give away to people. I'm giving myself until the 7th of July when I fly out of Australia. My next big challenge is going to be the insurance policies. I've made outreach to Pacific Prime and Cigna and a few other international insurance policies, but I do have 2 options, MetLife and another one in Jordan when I get there. So I'm not panicking at this point whether I take a one-way, but it doesn't cover repatriation, so why bother? I don't know. Just the going through and ticking off all the boxes, getting my unit rented off, all the stages that required. I notified my accountant all that it was required. Preparing to sell my possessions and my car and then give the extra stuff away to charity, all needed a tick list. And I've done all those tick lists. I am so excited that there are people coming on a cruise with me on the 19th of July, that I'm blessed that those people are going to share with me the start of my retirement journey. And my heart goes out to them, and I cannot thank them enough for the joy that they are going to bring to me over that 3-day cruise, but to the fact that they have been with me most of my life. One of the longest, 40 years, 38 years. Other ones only about 20 years. Other ones later, 16, 18 years. Thank you to them. So I know I'm rambling, but this is the start of my journey. I hope you can continue with me, whether it's under Jules Cruise Companion, Exploring Jordan with Jules, or retire at 60. I retired at 60. 60 in 9 months, not 60 in one day as I had originally planned, thanks to Donald fucking Trump and that fucking 12-day war. I thought I'd change my plans, but then I did, and then I changed them back again. I don't know. Life is a state of flux. All I can do is keep waking up and breathing each day and being grateful for everything that has been given to me. Please come along with me on my journey. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Come on, follow me on all the socials. This is Julie. Stay safe, everybody.